Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. We start our journey from where we are. When somebody asked me a question, Swamiji, where do you stay? I said, I stay in Kailash. How to come there? I said, first go to Vaikuntha. No, please tell. I said, you must tell me where you are. Then only I can guide you. See? In the same manner, in the Adhyatmic Shastra, we must be clear where we are. And that becomes the beginning of our spiritual practice. See? When we are too much occupied with the world, spiritual practice is Samaj Seva. What is Samaj Seva? घर को तो बर्बाद कर दिया, अब समाज को बर्बाद करें. समाज सेवा is an attempt to destroy the society after having destroyed your own house. Then from there we get fed up. And then we come to our body. Then what is the spiritual practice? Yoga. And what is the yoga? Yoga means what? Yoga means twisting the body to such an extent that others are surprised whether we are made out of bones and muscles or rubber. That becomes yoga. And then this yoga becomes such a terrible thing in their life. Other than that, they just cannot think. The whole life becomes only body oriented. So for them, the spiritual practice will be Sharira Madhyam Khalu Dharma Sadhanam. Body should be healthy. So only keeping the body healthy, that alone remains as a spiritual practice. Then the third people are the one who are caught up in only their food. See? Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita, there are three types of people. Those who are take sattvic ahar, rajasic ahar, tamasic ahar. And their whole life is spent only in this. We take only organic. See? And it should not have this, it should not have that. And whole time only thinking about the food. See? So for them, spiritual practice means vegetarian or non-vegetarian. One person in South Africa asked me this question. Swamiji, I want to ask you, what is your opinion about non-vegetarian? I said, if I have to think, I will think about God. Why will I think about non-vegetarian? No, I want to know what is right. I said, what is right for whom? Do you have any authority to think about others? No, about myself. Oh, okay, what are you eating? Swamiji, I am so strictly vegetarian, and that is the best for you. But then why people eat non-vegetarian? Who are you to worry about? See? So their whole spiritual practice is only eating. Once it happened, here only in our Prempuri ashram, one of the Swamiji's very close friend, they were having Bhagavad Saptaha here. And there was that Chappan Bhog. So he sent a message, Swamiji, please come. I said, okay, after these blubs I come. And all the Chappan Bhog were kept over there. So when I went, I did like this. And I went directly to the dais. So he asked me, why you did like this thing? I said, I don't want to look at Chappan Bhog. Why? I said, if I can't eat, why should I look at it? They are not meant for looking at. If you allow me to eat, then I will think, okay, you go and take it. So I went and collected kachori and jalebi and samosa and rasagulla. Aha! See? So when we are prana oriented, hunger and thirst become the only topic of spirituality. See? Then we are mind oriented, and for such people spirituality means touch me not. See? One moment is enough to cry, the next moment is enough to laugh. They are extremely sentimental, preparing to be mental in a later date. So, what was told here by the teacher Varuna to the disciple son Bhrigu, that tapasa brahma vijijnasasva, come to discover Paramatma through tapasya. And what is tapasya? Tapasya is willingness, readiness and ability to renounce what we have discovered to be wrong. That is tapasya. And if we are following that tapasya, the first thing what we have done, that Annamaya Kosh we have rejected. So this Bhrigu was told that Annam Prana Mano Vachamiti. So he has first of all started contemplating. Jato va imani bhutani jayante yena jatani jivanti. That because of which the things are born, existing and go back to the same thing is the Brahman. So he thought the body or the Annamaya Kosh is the Brahman. Then after some time, I don't think it is right. There is something wrong somewhere. Again he goes back. Again the same reply. Tapasa Brahma Vijijnasasva. So the second option was Prana Brahma iti Vijana. So he started. Because of the prana only we are living, and if the pranas go, we also go back to the same prana. Therefore, prana is the Brahman. Again he started reflecting on that. No, it cannot be so. Then he came to the mind. See? And when he came to the mind, there again he started the same technique, that I think the mind is the Brahman. Mano Brahmeti Vyajanar. Manaso heva kalmena mani bhutani jayante. Manasa jatani jivanti. Manaprayanti visamishanti. Tad vijnaya punareva varunam upasasara. So the mind is the Brahman. And then again he saw the mind is so unsteady. Brahman is not unsteady. So he goes back. Now going back to the teacher means what? Going back to the teacher means first instruction is fully understood, practiced and implemented in life. That is the meaning of going back to the Guru. Then again the instruction was given. Again try. So he tried with the second instruction. Prano Brahmeti Vedanat. The prana is the Brahman. Again he reflected and again went back. So when we go to the teacher, have we done what we were supposed to do? See friends. Therefore, one thing should be clear in our mind. When we go to the teacher, teacher never answers our questions. Teacher answers us. He is not interested in questions. He is interested in the disciple. But if the disciple is not receptive, what could be done? And here is this particular thing, that the highest spiritual practice is contemplation, inquiry about our own identity. And once we come to conclusion, this I cannot be. So three things: readiness, ability and urgency to give up the wrong notions about ourselves. In this manner, the three things were rejected. Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya. Now when we look within ourselves, we come to know body is meant for somebody as a house. Prana is the energy source meant for somebody. who is utilizing this prana, then mind is an instrument of knowledge and communication which is meant for somebody. So, my body, my prana and my mind. So these three instruments are owned by the fourth thing called as Vijnanamaya Kosha. And therefore the student, having rejected the three koshas, then he comes back to the teacher and he starts contemplating. What is that? Panchamanuvak Vijnanam Brahmeti Vyajanat Vijnanaddheva khalvimani bhutani jayante Vijnanena jatani jivanti Vijnanam prayanti visamvishanti Tad vijnaya punareva varunam upasasara Adihi bhagavo brahmeti Tagam hovacha Tapasa brahma vijijnasasva Tapo brahmeti Sa tapodapyata Sa tapastaptva. So he came to recognize that the embodied who is owning this body, who is owning this prana and who is owning this mind, that is the Brahman. Now see how true it is. You must have come to this experience sometime or the other. When there is a group of people in a gathering, party, etc., they get sorted out into small groups. 5-6 people of similar kind. See? They get sorted out. And those miserable people are waiting there after getting married, and then photography is going on. You know, in the marriage mandap, the most miserable are those two, and the most unwanted are those two. So, they are waiting there at that, that chair and all that. Now, these small groups, you go and observe. That is my hobby. So you go and observe. And then they will start talking about something somebody will say. See, these days, rains have started coming, and when the rains comes, the snakes also come. That day, when I was in Lonavala, rains were so heavy, and in my house, where in my house, a baby snake came. I don't know where from it. What is the great thing about it? Do you think other is interested to listen? ये तो कुछ भी नहीं. In my house on the 11th floor, a huge snake came. So there is a competition. Yours was the ground floor, mine is the 11th floor. Yours was a baby snake, mine is a big snake. Yours came in Lonavala, mine came in Mumbai. What do you think? What is happening? Where I is not involved, we are not interested. Observe this phenomena. See? When these young mothers, when they are with their kids, it is fun to watch them. One mother starts talking about her child's foolishness as wisdom. See? She starts talking. When she is talking, even her sentence is not complete. The other mother plugs her mouth and says, listen, my child, because where I is not involved, we are not interested. Get this principle. Now we old people, we talk to the younger generation about our past. That past is very interesting and important for us because I was present then. Youngsters were never there. How can they get interest in our past? See, friends, when we recognize this principle of life, then we come to know what Bhrigu has come to know, that where I is, there alone everything is existing. When the I is not, everything disappears. This I is called as Vijnanamaya Kosh. इसीलिए therefore he says Vijnanadeva khalvimani bhutani jayante. When I is there, only then the world exists. When I is not there, the world doesn't exist. See? Now, second step. All our life we have lived only supporting this I. So first was when I is there, then the whole world is. Second point, whole life is lived only for maintaining this level of I. See? And how do we do that? We go on carrying the load of our total past, and all the time we are talking as Mr. Somebody who lived through such a long period of time. See? So, I is maintained. You know, the other day I read on internet, there was one scientist from Bhabha Atomic Energy. He, retired, very intelligent scientist. But it so happened that, I don't know what that disease is called, he forgot about himself, his identity. Totally forgot. He is otherwise absolutely normal. But who is he, what is his house, where he has to go, who is the wife and who is brother, nothing he remembers. And as a result, he is Mr. Nobody. He is happy. But all the people in the family, they are miserable. See? So what is our ego? Ego is a load that we carry of our total past. This is how Vijnana I maintains the life. Vijnana Deva Kalvimani Bhutani, then Jatani, they are also living because of Vijnana. And ultimately, when this Vijnanamaya Kosha or I disappears in the deep sleep, then where the whole world has gone. Husband, wife, brother, sister, rich, poor, intelligent, not intelligent, jada intelligent. All these things disappear. And when again that I wakes up, again everything comes back. Therefore, Vijnanamaya Kosha is the Brahman. He came to his own conclusion. But again he started thinking, hey, how can this Vijnanamaya Kosha be the Brahman? Because it appears, remains and disappears. So it is a temporary phenomena. It cannot be. I think there is something wrong. Because this when I, Vijnanamaya Kosha, is not present in the dream and the deep sleep, till the life continues. Therefore, life is independent of the Vijnanamaya Kosha. Oh God, that is again, okay, let me go to the teacher. He goes. And when he goes to the teacher is very cool. And he says that Tagam hovacha tapasa brahma vijnasasva tapo brahmeti. Don't give up. You are in the right direction. Continue. See? Friends, whenever we give up something through wisdom and our own choice, there is freedom. Whenever we give something under compulsion and no choice, it is a bondage. See? So he thought, Vijnanamaya Kosha cannot be the Brahman. So again he came, and the last step he has taken. So Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha are given up. So here is a very small catch. Be very attentive. From the Vijnanamaya Kosha, we all enter the Anandamaya Kosha. This word Maya, Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha and Anandamaya Kosha. What is this Maya? Maya is a suffix attached to a noun which gives a meaning that modification of. So Annamaya Kosha means what? Our body is the modification of food. Pranamaya Kosha means what? The air is modified and becomes a physiological system. Prana, Pana, Vyana, Udana, Samana. See? Manomaya Kosh means what? Knowledge is modified into an individuality as an instrument of knowledge. Therefore, Manomaya Kosh. Vijnanamaya Kosh means what? The ownership is temporarily appearing when identification with the gross body, I am man, woman, etc. When identification with the modifications of the mind, I am Sukhi, Dukhi, miserable, happy, etc. So, this Vijnanamaya Kosh is also the modification of the notion of I. It is not reality. Now we come to the last, Anandamaya Kosh, and here it is, he has bypassed the Anandamaya Kosh. See, it is not said here, Anando Brahmeti Vyajanat, not Anandamaya Kosh. What is Anandamaya Kosh? And what is Ananda, Brahmananda? Very little difference. See, Anandamaya Kosh appears, manifests under a given set of conditions, not all the time. And what is Brahmananda? Brahmananda is unconditional, eternal experience of bliss which is uncontaminated by anything which is present or not present. That independent bliss is Brahmananda. And therefore, when the seeker Bhrigu, he was contemplating that Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya cannot be, then if these things are rejected, then what happens? We go to sleep. See, that is why many seekers, when they sit for meditation, they go to sleep very easily. Because it is a natural process. But here we have to remain utterly alert that we cannot afford to enter the Manomaya Kosh, rather the Anandamaya Kosh. And therefore here the student now started Anando Brahmeti Vyajanat Anandadheva Khalvimani Bhutani Jayante Anandena Jatani Jivanti Anandam Prayantabi Samvishanti Saisha Bhargavi Varuni Vidya Parame Vyoman Pradishtita Ja Evam Veda Pratidishtati Annavan Annado Bhavati Mahan Bhavati Praja Pashubhihi Brahma Varchasena Mahan Kirtya एवं तपसा विशुद्धात्मा प्राणादिषु साकल्येन ब्रह्म लक्षणम अपश्यन शनैः शनैः अंतर अनुप्रविश्य अंतरतम आनंदम ब्रह्म विज्ञातवान तपसा एव साधनेन भृगुः. Please study Sanskrit and see the joy of reading the original rather than reading the commentaries and trying to be satisfied. See? It is something like going to Alaska by watching a video. Somebody asked me the other day, Swamiji, we are going to Alaska. Will you please join with us? I said, you have already asked me. Alaska, nahi aalo. It's a Marathi word, you know? Alaska, Gelaska. See? So, tapasa eva vishuddhatma. It is only by tapasya. And what is the tapasya? Tapasya, I again and again am telling you, when we have come to discover and we are convinced that our notion about our identity is wrong, we are ready to change ourselves. The readiness to change ourselves is called as tapasya. See? And to make others change is called as social service. Adhyatma Jivan, the spiritual life, is not the social service. Therefore, tapasa vishuddhatma. And what is the purity of mind? Purity of mind is now we are no more carrying the wrong notions in our mind. See? What is the wrong notion? Wrong notion is, when during the Shivratri, they drink bhang along with the milk and all that. And the last thought gets fixed. In the same manner, we are all intoxicated by that bhang of delusion. Last thought, if for that man he is laughing, then he will continue laughing till that medicine is removed from his system. In the same manner, we are all intoxicated. I am the body notion, and inside the body there is a jiva, and the jiva is going out, and he is searching for a house, and nothing was available. Swine was available, so enters the swine, and then the swine flu starts. These are all stories. We have to take a bold step. Under no condition we can be body. Work on this. See, what is the load of a statement? If we are unable to understand the depth or the load of a statement, it is only a noise. Therefore, the purity of the mind is now the wrong notions are no more carried ahead. Vishuddhatma pranadishu sakalyena brahman lakshanam apashyan. Then he found out that the Annamaya Kosh, Pranamaya Kosh, Manomaya Kosh cannot be the Brahman. And therefore, Shanaihi Antara Anupravishya. So what happened? Now he started withdrawing from the periphery of his own personality. So first of all, he has given up his attention to the world, Vairagya. Then he started inquiring that can the Annamaya Kosh be me, the absolute reality? No. Pranamaya? No. Manomaya? No. Vijnanamaya? No. This is called as a journey which is beyond the limitations of time and space. This journey, being beyond the limitation of time and space, will not take you anywhere. I had a retreat in South Africa, and there the topic, when these people write or phone, whatever comes to my mouth, I'll tell them. That time when they asked me, the topic given was nothing to do, nowhere to go. NTD, NTG. So, Swamiji, what is this, NTD, NTG? I said, you asked me a topic, I gave you. But when people will ask, what should we tell? I said, you tell. Swamiji told NTD, NTG. See? कौन बनेगा करोड़पति? KBC. In the same manner, NTD, NTG. What is this? I said, okay. Nothing to do, NTD. Nowhere to go, NTG. What is this topic? I said, this is the topic. What will you talk on? I said, if I tell you now, nobody will come for the lecture. Then what is the surprise? And there we have taken a text of Bhagavan Shankaracharya, Atma Bodh. See, when you have to enter the deep sleep, what do you do? On the contrary, you stop doing everything. And where do you go? You stop going anywhere. In the same manner, when we abide in our essential nature, then alone, nothing to do, nowhere to go. The space has nothing to do. The remaining 4 elements are activated. Space is not. Nowhere to go. Space doesn't go anywhere. Everything is going in the space. If this is true with reference to the gross space, how much more it is true with reference to the conscious space, the Chidakash. Therefore, nothing to do, nowhere to go means abide as the conscious bliss that you are. See? So this journey which Bhrigu started from the world, and first step he took Vairagya. He came to the body, discarded the body through inquiry and understanding, not killing the body. See, one man went to Himalaya somewhere to commit suicide. There is one place in, I had gone there, near Pithoragarh, somewhere in the Garhwal Hills. And there is one beautiful spot, and it is called as Suicide Point. So, when you jump from there, you definitely die. If you don't trust me, go. So, there was one frustrated person, and he wanted to go and commit suicide. And in such places, Mahatmas are staying there, because they have nowhere to go, nothing to do. So when he was staying, this fellow came to commit suicide. And before committing suicide, he was looking here and there. He saw one Mahatma. Mahatma ji, please bless me. For anything, Mahatma ji is fit. So Mahatma ji said, why are you running after death? Don't run. She will find you out. By killing your body, you are not giving up the body. Only the wrong notion has to be given. See, this is called as the purity of the mind. And then Shanaihi Antaram Anupravishya. And he thus started from the external and started going towards the center. Friends, to be successful in life, we have to be centered. Unless we are centered, we cannot be oriented. And unless we are oriented, we cannot put efforts. See? So, he thus started migrating from the periphery to the center. And Brahma Vijnatavan tapasa eva sadhanena Bhrigu. So this Bhrigu, only by one spiritual practice. And what is that? Tapasa eva. This is all. And once you get into this mode, you will see every experience of our life reveals the divinity. One day, one lady, a student, she had studied Vedanta and she came. This happened probably in Ahmedabad. And she came and sat and taking notes and all that. And then she said, Swamiji, you know, when I come for your lecture, I get many examples to quote in my lecture. Ram, 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 Ram. And then she said, please tell me, what are the sources of your examples? When she was talking like that very moment, the phone rang, like a Hindi cinema. Phone rang. I said, yes. Yes. Swamiji, what are you doing? The other person says, no, I am sitting with an example. What? I said, yes, there is one example sitting in front of me. Every experience is the presentation of the divinity to us, provided we have the vision. See friends, therefore tapasa eva sadhanena bhruguhu. This bhrugu only by the tapasya. And further, tasmat brahma vijijnasuna bahya antakarana samadhana lakshanam paramam tapaha sadhanam anushteyam iti prakaranarthaha. Now the whole topic is summarized by Bhagavan Shankaracharya by his one simple word. He said, therefore, all those who are seeking the truth, they should follow tapasya as the ultimate and the only spiritual practice. And what is that spiritual practice? Bahya and antakarana samadhana lakshanam. Worldly things and beings, till such time they attract us, we are nowhere near the truth. See, when I was in room number, second floor, so Swamiji first will go up and then come down. I said, you go up, I am not coming. No, up means on the 5th floor, and then we'll come in the 3rd floor. And in the 5th floor also, they have done very nice rooms and nice buildings, extremely good. It was not good earlier. That also you see. I said, look here. Eat patthar, stones and bricks cannot attract your mind. See? But those who are too much lost in that, one experience I'll tell you. This happened in Melbourne or Sydney, somewhere in Australia. One Punjabi was driving me to his house for the first time. So when we went, everything he has to tell me, Swamiji, this is like that, this is like that. So I am listening. It is the best way to act dumb. Really? See? And then we went near his house. He said, oh, Swamiji, we don't have to do anything. Automatically the garage door will go up. So when we reach there, sensors are there. He must have done, remote. And see, automatically. Like that, everywhere. Now we enter the house, we don't have to do anything. Automatically the door opens. Okay. Then I went to wash my hand. He said, Swamiji, don't search for the tap, control. No, you put your hand and automatically water comes. Automatic. I got so automated. Then I said, when you go to toilet, automatic की करनी पड़ती है. See? How much we get lost in these worldly things. That only becomes the only purpose of our life. Therefore, he has to, this is the spiritual practice, let none of the worldly things ever attract our mind. Never get involved. One example I'll tell you, this is from Kuwait. One friend of mine, elderly man, he said, Swamiji, I want to start a school in India. I said, look here, there are many schools in India which are short of funds. Somewhere building is not good, somewhere teachers are not well paid. So you give your money and adopt a dozen schools and let everybody grow. No. I want to have the school the way I want. I will build. I said, your prarabdha is having eczema on your head. Continue. He came to Haridwar, and in between Haridwar and Dehradun, there I want to have. And he got from the car, and in hilly area if you go, the men are good for nothing. They only drink and smoke and sleep and play, cards. They do no work. So such useless youth was sitting there. And this fellow went, and excuse me, I am from Kuwait. I want to build a school here. Is there any land available? Bhagwan ne aapko bhej diya hai. And we are the one who are thinking how we dispose of our land because we are short of money. So normally the rate is 5 lakhs rupees per acre, but to you we will give 4 lakhs. See, collected money from that fellow and not 1 inch ever belonged to them. Please understand, nothing in this world should attract us. Then only our Brahma Jigyasa can take roots. Therefore, Bahya Antakarana Samadhana Lakshanam. Samadhana means what? Contentment. The highest riches of this world is contentment. We are constantly having a kind of itch. This way, that way, ye karenge, wo karenge, Hare Ram, Ram, Ram. Therefore, real tapasya is, we live in this world. Padma Patra Mivambasa. Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, like the lotus leaf is born in the waters, is sustained in the water, but it is not influenced or touched by the water. Then only the truth is revealed. This is the real tapasya. So, Paramam Tapaha, Antakarana and Samadhana Lakshanam. And that has to be Anushteyam iti. That has to be practiced. Therefore, this world has always been like this. There is nothing worth wasting our time in this. See? The other day, somebody asked me this question. Swamiji, do you know my daughter got married? I said, yes, I know. I came for that marriage. You know, they are married now for last 7 years. I said, okay. Then, no children. I said, lucky. No. They are debating whether they should adopt a child. I said, if you are required to suffer, God will give a child. He has given a freedom not to suffer. And yet you are not happy. See, we get so much involved in this world. Let us withdraw through intelligence and wisdom. Now, Adhuna Akhyayataha Upasritya Shrutihi Svena Vachanena Akhyayika Nivartyam Acheshte Saisha Bhargavi Vrguna Vidita Urudena Prokta Varuni Vidya Parame Vyoman Hridaya Akashe Guhayam Parame Anande Advaite Pratishtitam Parisamapta Annamaya Atmanaha Adhipravritta. Now, after the story is over, now the Shruti Mata herself tells that it is said, Saisha Bhargavi Varuni Vidya. Now be very attentive. Bhargavi and Varuni Vidya. Bhargavi means what? The one Bhrugu who learned this knowledge, and Varuni, Varuna, the father who gave this knowledge. So this knowledge cannot just happen like that. Tad Vijnanartham Guru Meva Vigachet. Samit Panihi Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam. We go to the Guru and then we want the Guru should listen to us. We don't want to listen one word. And then we say, हमने इतनी गुरु सेवा करी कुछ भी नहीं मिला. It is not an investment. See, friends. Therefore, one has to be committed to walk the spiritual path. Saisha Bhargavi Varuni Vidya. Now the question is, Parame Vyoman Pradisthita. Now where this knowledge is outside? Aha. In Kathopanishad, when we studied, did we study Kathopanishad here? Yes or no? Yes. Thank God. There we have seen the word Upanishad was analyzed. Upanishad Shabdena Brahma Vidya Uchyate. Upanishad means our own being. See? In the same manner, here the teacher says that this Brahma Vidya, starting from Annamaya Kosha up to the Anando Brahmeti Vijanad, this journey is happening in our heart. There are 3 types of spaces explained in our scriptures. Parame Vyomanna. See, Vyoman means space. Like there are 3 degrees: infinitive, comparative, and superlative. Good, gooder, goodest. See? Infinitive, comparative, and superlative. In the same manner, first is the Bhutakash, the gross space. Our first spiritual practice is play space. Sit down quietly and play space. What it is like being space? When there are clouds, nothing happens to space. When there are volcanoes erupting, nothing happens to space. When there are no clouds, nothing happens to space. This is the first space. What will be the net result? Like the space is uninfluenced by all the contents, in the same manner, none of the things of this world will ever create any disturbance for us. Sukha dukkhe same krutva labha labho jaya jayo tato yuddhaya yujjasva naivam papam avapsasi. 3 stages, these are the 3 spaces. When we are living in this world, 2 options: either jaya, we win, or parajaya, we are defeated. While living in this world, when victory and defeat do not make any impact on us, we have conquered the first space, the gross space. First step on the spiritual path. See? Then we enter the second space. Good, gooder, second space. And the second space is the mental space, Chittakasha. And what is this being a Chittakasha? Chittakasha is that where any kind of thoughts may come or may not come. Addition of thoughts in the mind is no more a burden, and absence of the thoughts in the mind is no more a depression. See? This is the second space, Chittakash. So, in case of Bhutakash, the objective world has no consequence on us. In case of Chittakash, the experiences of the objective world. What is the experience of the objective world? First was Jaya Jayo and Labhani. See? So experience is, I have done so much, but nothing I got. Means none of our activities leave any dent on our mind. Mind remains absolutely untouched. कोई निंदो, कोई वंदो, कोई कैसे कहो रे, राम सांगे प्रीत बांधी, होत जैसे होत रे. That equanimity, when doesn't get corrupted for any reason, then we have come to the Chittakash. And when we are established in Chittakash, then we come to the Parame Vyoman, third component of our experience. First component of our experience is the objective world. Second component is the experience of the objective world. And the third component is experiencer. Now who is the experiencer? In the waking, Mr. Waker. In the dream, Mr. Dreamer. In the deep sleep, Prajna, Mr. Deep Sleeper. In Chidakash, these 3 kind of personalities, they appear like clouds. Identification with the gross body, a waker is born. Identification with the subtle body, a dreamer is born. Identification with their absence, a deep sleeper is born. these three entities, waker with his waking world, dreamer with his dream world, and the deep sleeper with his deep sleep world, when they do not make any impact on our being, parame vyoman pratishtita. See, friends, like an ignorant person keeps on talking about his dreams, a wise person doesn't give much importance to the dream. Acha, very good. In the same manner, the one who is awakened to the reality, for him this waking dream makes no difference. One day one person asked me this question, Swamiji, when people talk bad to you, don't you feel bad? I said, okay, you tell me. When you are sleeping, let us say with your wife, are you married? No, Swamiji, but I look like that. He said, okay. So when you are sleeping with somebody, and if that somebody is talking in his sleep, anything good or bad, what weightage you give to him? Zero. Why? He is talking in sleep, yaar. Wise people know when we condemn them or appreciate them, they say, नींद में बोल रहा है. See, friends, and that is why wise people never get influenced by the praise or the condemnation. For those who are awakened to their essential nature, for them, we, the so-called successful and the failures, are only in a waking dream. They are not awakened as yet. So, Parame Vyoman Pratishtita. So, what is this Param Vyoman? That Chidakash in which the clouds of the waking come, dance, rain and go away. The clouds of the dream come, dance and go away. And the cloud of the absence comes and goes away. But the Chidakash remains untouched. Parame Vyoman Pratishtita. See, friends, therefore, this Bhruguvalli gives us the most important instruction. All our spiritual practice is this. Bhagavan Shankaracharya how clearly told us, I referred it number of times. Kurute Ganga Sagara Gamanam Vrata Paripalanam Athava Danam. Those who give Danam, they suffer most than those who receive. See, one day, one person told me, Swamiji, I have never seen you giving anything to anybody. I said, I don't have, how can I give? I have nothing, so I give you nothing. No, actually, I can give for you. You tell me where to give. I said, don't give to anybody. And if you want to give, don't claim that you have given. Otherwise, what will happen? You will start seeing the accounts. That money I gave you, what did you do? I ate it away. See, therefore, friends, let us get out of the gross world, the experiences, and the experiencer. Three things. Getting out of the gross world is practicing being the gross space. Getting out of the subtle world is practicing the Chittakash. No experience will ever be crystallized as a memory. When any experience does not precipitate as a memory, we have lived intelligently. See, friends. And the third, no experience is allowed to create an experiencer. So, experience without experiencer is Parabrahma Paramatma. Knowledge without a knower is Paramatma. Joy without enjoyer is Paramatma. Parame Vyuman Pratishtita. So, ya evam Veda Pratitishthati. So, Parame Advaite Anande Pratishtita Parisamapta Annamaya Atmana Adipravritta. So, we started from the Annamaya Kosh and slowly started our journey. Annamaya Kosh rejected Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya, and then ultimately we merge in the Absolute. I'll tell you another beautiful technique. Try. Our present understanding is body is the container. Inside the body is the prana. So when the prana goes out, the body falls dead. Therefore, inside is the prana. Inside the pranamaya kosha is the manomaya kosha. And inside the manomaya kosha is the vijnanamaya kosha, I. And inside the vijnanamaya kosha is the anandamaya kosha, Karan Sharira. And inside the Karan Sharira is the Atma sitting miserably. Now do the other way around. Gross body is not the container, it is the content. And Pranamaya Kosha is the container. What will happen? Instead of going inside, don't disturb. अंदर जा रहा हूँ, निकला. Expand to merge in the infinity. So, Annamaya Kosha is the content, Pranamaya Kosha is the container. So, when you get out of Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, you are expanded. Then, Manomaya Kosha is the container, and Pranamaya and the Annamaya Kosha, they are the contents. See how far you expanded? Our mind can go up to all the known boundaries of knowledge. We expand to that level. Then, one step further. Vijnanamaya Kosha is the container, and Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, they are the contents. See? And last, the Parabrahma Paramatma is the container, and all the things you and me are the contents. It is something like in the sound waves, all the phones are existing. But our knowledge is sound is coming from inside the phone. Therefore, inside there are sound waves. Outside we don't see anywhere. But what is the truth? The sound waves are not inside the phone, but the phone is inside the sound waves. Parame Vyuman Pratishtita. In the same manner, everything and being in this world is included in this conscious space. If you are still interested in deeper understanding, study Amrita Anubhav. And there, Santa Gyaneshwara tells, and this conscious space is not an empty space. It is a solid space. Bhariva Akash. Solid space. It is space because it contains everything. And it is solid because other than this there is nothing. See? Parame Vyuman Pratishtita. So, ya evam Veda Pratidishtati. He who thus comes to know, yaha evam anyaha api tapasa eva sadhanena. So, whosoever he or she may be. See? If he also or she also practices the same spiritual practice, tapasya. And what is the tapasya? All that is discovered to be wrong is rejected courageously, willingly, efficiently. So, sadhanena tapasa eva kramena anupravishya. So, step by step, we start entering as if our own being. Now what is happening? We are going away from ourselves. If you ask a question, how backward the time is? Yesterday, day for yesterday, 1 month before, 1 year before, 10 years before, 100 years before, 1 million years before, up to what? I don't know. Because when we go away from us, the knowledge, we end up in ignorance. How deep is the space in front of you? Depth of the space is unknown. Why? Because we are knowledge. When you go away from the knowledge, you end up in ignorance. See, friends, therefore, all the spiritual practice is that we discard all the notions that we are inside and the world is outside. This is the third technique I am talking to you. Till such time, the concept of in and out is valid. Till then, samsara is real. When the concept of in and out is not valid, samsara disappears. In our deep sleep experience, there is no concept of in and out. Whether we are inside the room or outside the room. See? Today somebody sent me an email, very good one. Sardarji joke. One Sardarji was told, tomorrow morning 6 o'clock, you will be hanged to death. So Sardarji was very happy. You are not afraid? You are laughing? No, I wake up at 9 o'clock. So how can you hang me? Unless I am awake, you cannot hang me. See, friends, therefore, step by step, give up the Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya. Giving up the Annamaya Kosha is giving up the gross world. Giving up the Pranamaya is withdrawal from all activities. Giving up the Manomaya Kosha is not becoming sentimental on any issue. Giving up the Vijnanamaya is discarding the wrong notion of I. And when this happens, the concept of in and out becomes null and void. And that experience where the concept of in and out is not valid, that is called as God realization. See? So, Brahma Veda sa evam vidya pratishthanat pratitishthati anande parame brahmani brahmaiva bhavati ityartha. Such a person, he who has thus come to discover his essential nature. Now this is the last nail on the coffin of the Vijnanamaya Kosha. Last nail. And what is that? Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati. Knowing and being are not separate. In case of the worldly knowledge, knowing and being are separate. But when it comes to the self-knowledge, it is not the knowledge of the self, but the self is the knowledge. Normally, we always are associated with of. Experience of eating, experience of sleeping, experience of waking, experience of dreaming. We are not talking about experience of, but the experience itself. We are not talking the knowledge of, but the knowledge itself. We are not talking the existence of something, but the existence itself. Therefore, here Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Saya evam vidya pratishthanat pratitishthati anande parame brahmani. Therefore, Brahma with Brahmaiva bhavati. knower of the Brahman cannot remain apart from the Brahman, because there is no difference between existence and the consciousness. It is a conscious existence. Drushtam cha phalam tasya uchyate. So, up to here having come, now from here onwards, Bhagwan or the teacher or the Shruti Mata takes up another theme. What is the Drishta Phalam? Drishta Phalam means such a wise person who is established in himself, what is his life thereafter? See, Panchadashikar Vidyaranya Swami writes in his Panchadashi, he says, do not imagine that when Brahmajnana happens, then you are leading a life of most disgusted existence. No, don't dream of leading a life of disgusted existence. So here, Pratishtita Bhavati. What is that Pratishtha? So, Annavan Prabhutam Annam Asya Vidyate iti Annavan Satta Matrena tu Sarvo hi Annavan iti Vidyaya Vishesho Nasyat. So, Annavan Bhavati. Annavan Bhavati means Anna means body. Everybody has a body. What is great about it? See, Annavan Bhavati. To have body is not something great, but to have a body which is an altar of worship for the whole world, that is the fulfillment in life. See, friend. And whom we worship and respect and revere, wherefrom the divinity is manifesting in its full glory. See? The steps and the flooring are made out of marble, and the statue is made out of the same marble. So when we look at the steps made out of marble, what is the bhava that comes in our mind? Oh, it is the same marble out of which Krishna is born? No, it is just a step, wipe it. But when the same marble is expressing Bhagwan Krishna, it becomes an altar of worship. So Annavan Bhavati means what? He becomes an altar of worship for all the seekers of truth. That is the fulfillment in life. Kathopanishad. Yamaraj tells his disciple Nachiket, we the teachers have only one desire in our life. Let there be a disciple like you who wants to know the truth. You know, in our Ganesh Puri ashram, there used to be Swami Nityananda Maharaj. You must have heard and visited that place. And he was such a great master. He had only one regret. He said, nobody has come even once to ask about the truth. Everybody wants लड़की की शादी हो जाए, लड़के को बच्चे हो जाए, अरे राम 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 राम. See? Therefore, here the Upanishad says, Annavan Bhavati, not merely living as a converting machine of the sumptuous food into terrible garbage. That is not the fulfillment of human life. See, our Swami Akhandananda used to tell, from our body, nothing comes out which we can gloriously discuss in public. When we get up in the morning, the first thing what we want to do, suppose somebody else, wait a minute, I am going to bathroom. And first of all, we'll do brush and wash, and because when we come out of this, all the dirt has already come out. See, friends, therefore, Annavan Bhavati. So he becomes an altar which becomes an institution of inspiration for all the seekers of truth. Friends, Bhagavat Mahapuran is not talking about Bhagavan. Bhagavat Mahapuran is glorifying the devotees of the Bhagavan. Bhagavan and Bhagavat Puran. It should have been a Bhagavat Puran. It is not Bhagavat Puran. It is Bhagavat Puran. And what is said? It is the devotees of the Lord or the great masters. They alone can help us in life, not Bhagavan. See? Because where Bhagavan is not, He is everywhere. But who helps us in our life is the Bhagavata, and that Bhagavata is Annavan Bhavati. See, friends. And therefore, this I learned from a child in Delhi. Those days I was new in my profession and only reading and talking, reading and talking. So I told them the story of Dhruva. How Dhruva was great and he did tapasya and Bhagavan came and all that. And the child said, Swamiji, I don't believe in this thing. Dhruva was standing on one leg for 5 months. I can't stand on 2 legs for 5 minutes. How can I believe that? So that was the first instruction I got from the Lord through the child. I said, yes, that is true. Then the second example, I was talking to them about, Bhagavan Krishna lifted that Govardhan Parvat with his left hand and the small finger, and all the gopis and animals, they came below that. When I told, one boy said, Swamiji, how it is possible with one small finger? When I see the small finger, I want to go to bathroom, and Bhagavan Krishna lifted it. I don't believe. Very true. And further he said, if Bhagavan Krishna has done it, so what? He is after all Bhagavan. See, very true. So who can really inspire us? The one who is like one of us. He who is going through the same economic slowdown, he is going through the same political turmoil, he is going through all the good and the bad things of the same system, and yet he is able to inspire us. Annavan Bhavati. See, friends, Annavan Bhavati doesn't mean he live long. What will he do by living long? Khaya sakal dharani se uga sabhar. See, friends, therefore simply living long is nothing important in life. So we grow to that spiritual experience. Satta matrena tu sarvo hi annavaniti. As regards our existence is concerned, everybody is having a body. What is great about it? See? And therefore, vidyaya vishesho nasyat. And therefore, the speciality of our fulfillment in life, although, like you see the life stories of many masters. Bhagavan Vedavyas, how he was born? Was he born to Brahmin parents? No. You take all these Pandavas and Kauravas, were they born to the pure parents? No. What matters is not how you are born. What matters is how you become an instrument, an institution through which the truth is manifested. See, friends, like if you go to Calcutta, Shanti Niketan, when Gurudev Tagore was there, buildings were hardly there, only thatched ones. And the glory that Shanti Niketan earned, Annavan Bhavati. And now all cement concrete buildings, beautiful roads. And what is happening there? Even the medals earned by him, they are stolen. See, friends, institutions are not built by the stones and the bricks, walls and the floorings. Institutions are built when the masters are enlivening And this is what is said, annavan annado bhavati. Annavan bhavati. Evam annam atti iti annadaha diptagnir bhavati ityartaha. Now the second aspect. Annavan bhavati and annado bhavati. Annado bhavati means what? He who has got a good hunger. The two qualities of healthy life. One, you have good hunger. Two, you get good sleep. Two things. For us, pata nahi, gaon ki no, when Madhya Pradesh is gadbad, Uttar Pradesh doesn't function. See friends, therefore, annado bhavati, a healthy hunger. And when you are thus passionate about something, then you can achieve something in life. Annavan annado bhavati, mahan bhavati, kena mahatvam iyate aha prajaya putradina pashubihi gava ashwadibihi brahmavarchasena. So such a master is an altar of worship for the society. He is healthy and he is becoming a great person with reference to he has prosperity around him. Spirituality does not mean glorifying the poverty. See, Abhyudaya and Nishreyas both. All the great masters like Janak Maharaj, he was not Daridri. See, Daridrya is not a license for spiritual growth, no. Many of us have got this notion. Therefore, he is Mahan Bhavati, he is glorified because he has a great Praja, the Putradina, and a lot of prosperity in terms of the worldly wealth. And also Brahmavarchasena. And he is abiding in the divine bliss which expresses through his every word, his every thought, his every action. And when we are in the company of such a master, we all experience that there is that peace which passeth beyond all understanding. It cannot be spoken of what it is. So, Brahmavarchasena Shamadamadi, Shamadamas Jnanadi Nimittena Tejasa. See, when we are self-controlled, there is a different kind of tejas on us. It is not a make-up tejas. It is the inborn, because all our faculties and knowledge and energy is no more leaking out. Presently, all our energy is wasted through the indulgence and sense involvement. No. Brahmavarchasena tejasa mahan bhavati kirtya khyatya suprachara nimittataya. And such a person becomes immortal. He is known to the whole world even after he departs from this world. Kirti is the fame and name that he attains. Now just imagine, for the sake of imagination, if we happen to go and talk to the mother of Swami Vivekananda, what we will talk? We will only glorify her son. And when she will hear the glory of her son from an unknown person, what will be her experience? Can we even think about it? Mahan Kirtya. See friends, therefore this is the way. Tapasa Brahma Vidijnasasva Tapo Brahmeti. In this manner, this part concludes here. Now hereafter the Upasana etc. starts. We'll do it in our next episode. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.